Hello there. Happy Monday. I am Dr. Shiroko Sokitch, owner of Heart to Heart Medical Center and the author of the book, Healing When It Seems Impossible, 7 Keys to Defy the Odds. And today I'm going to talk to you about supplements that will help support you when you're in a lot of stress. And I've been doing a fair amount of research. Part of the reason that I'm doing today's talk about supplements for stress is because of the fires recently. And so I'm going to be a little bit specific about supplements that you can take in such a time when your body is under a lot of stress. So first of all, there's several layers of how to think about things. First of all, like things like fires or hurricanes and flooding and mold, they have specific health concerns that could come up, like smoke inhalation that can be more difficult for your lungs, obviously, and also more toxic to your body. And then like mold when you have hurricanes or flooding. So some of the things I'm going to talk about are sort of specific for that, for those sorts of conditions. So one of the things that I talked about many times is glutathione, because a lot of people tell you to take glutathione, and that glutathione is your body's, so when your body detoxifies any chemical, it goes through this process called phase 1 and phase 2 of detoxification. And glutathione is the chemical that your body makes in order to take it from phase 1 to phase 2. All toxins in your body are processed through this, that first of all, they're mostly fat soluble, and they are processed from being fat soluble to intermediate. That's phase 1. And then they're carried by glutathione to phase 2, and phase 2 is taking it from intermediate, halfway between fat soluble and not fat soluble, and then turns it into water soluble by adding a water molecule so that your body can release the toxin through urine or sweat. So glutathione is the chemical that carries it from phase 1 to phase 2. There's a lot of ways that your body can make glutathione. One is NAC and glycine. Those two things combine to make glutathione. NAC is N-acetylcysteine, and it has many, many benefits. And so one of the things that you can do, and this is also talked about in relation to having viruses or viral infections, because NAC and quercetin are supplements that can really help your body process and remove viral infections, including like COVID or Epstein-Barr virus. But NAC also helps you make glutathione. So, and for a while it was supposed to be prescription only, which would make it hard for a normal person to get it online or in shopping. Anyway, NAC is the precursor for glutathione, and one way that you can go is to take precursors for glutathione as a supplement, and then that will help your body make glutathione. Also, eating asparagus. There's certain foods that are high in glutathione, and one of them is asparagus. So, and some of the other cruciferous vegetables also help your body make glutathione, because they contain sulfur, and sulfur is one of the ingredients in glutathione as a molecule. So, and asparagus, I don't know if you knew this, but asparagus is a cruciferous vegetable, which a lot of people don't know. So anyway, just a little side note there. So one of the things you could do is take NAC as a precursor for glutathione, and you could take it at 800 milligrams twice a day. There are also certain glutathione supplements that are called liposomal. And as far as the research goes, the most effective glutathione supplements are liposomal. That means that they are dissolved in fat molecules, and they're absorbed through fat cells, and absorbed, they can be absorbed in your mouth, but they're more easily absorbed. And glutathione is one of those molecules that's sort of hard to absorb. So you want to look for a liposomal glutathione. I want to just also give you a little information about where to search for supplements and how to do your own research if you have the time and energy to do that. There's a website called consumerlabs.com, and they rate supplements and they do independent research. So they're not paid by supplement companies. They buy the supplements, they test them for the ingredients that are in them, and then they give you information. It's one of the websites that I consider to be very worthwhile in terms of looking for supplements that you might consider being worth your time and money. They did a rating on glutathione supplements, and their rating showed that there are two main sources of glutathione that are possibly effective. One is a supplement called S-adenosyl glutathione, and that's when they come in capsules, because glutathione is somewhat unstable. So when they come in capsules, they're easier to absorb if they're made as S-adenosyl glutathione. That's the precursor. NAC is also a precursor for glutathione. So one way to take a supplement is to take a precursor for glutathione and help your body make it itself. Of course, the other way is to eat them and in your food. And then the third way is to take liposomal glutathione. And according to the Consumer Labs, the Dr. Mercola liposomal capsules are the most highest dose and most effective in terms of being able to get liposomal glutathione. So something to keep in mind for yourself if you want to get glutathione. And if you're being stressed and having a lot of exposure to toxins, I recommend that you do something that's sort of low-grade, gentle detoxification, and glutathione is one way to do that. Another thing that happens when you're supremely stressed, of course, is that your adrenal glands go into overdrive if they have the capacity. So it could be that you're extremely fatigued already, and then you have to go into overdrive when you're in big stress, and then you want to support your adrenal glands. Now, my favorite thing for that is Holy Basil or Ashwagandha. Those are herbs that are called adaptogenic herbs. And the reason they're called adaptogenic is because the body and the herb together figure out what you need. Ashwagandha is pretty well known. It's considered a really good adrenal and thyroid support herb. And when you take herbs, I always recommend that you take organic herbs because they make the most, they're the cleanest, of course, and they're less likely to give you an additional toxin. And so many toxins in our environment, you want to get things as clean as possible. So one of my favorite companies for those herbs is a company called Tattvas, Tattvas, tattvas.com, and they sell organic, highly concentrated herbs, and they have Holy Basil. I always say Holy Basil Batman because Holy Basil is such an incredible herb. For one, it's calming to your nervous system. Two, it helps balance blood sugar. It helps protect you against radiation, and it helps support your adrenals. So it has many positive benefits. And I recommend taking 500 milligrams once or twice a day. And again, Tattvas is one of my favorite brands for these kinds of herbs. Ashwagandha, the same thing. It is, in my mind, it's a little bit more on the side of when you're fatigued, it gives you more energy, whereas Holy Basil can kind of calm your nervous system at the same time that it can help with fatigue. So it has a little bit more what I would consider to be flexibility in that way. Ashwagandha is wonderful if you're running on empty and will give you energy. And again, I recommend 500 milligrams, and you can take it in the morning and in the afternoon. It'll help support both your adrenals and your thyroid. And then other things that will help you during times of stress is taking a good B vitamin complex. And, you know, a lot of times B vitamins are sort of there are many ways to take B vitamins, just like everything else. And you want to look for a good quality B vitamin. And I will just give you names in case you're too busy to think about it. And I'll also put some links in here so that you can look for a stress reducing group of supplements that you could just collect, get and not have to think about how how they work or what they're doing, or where to get them. B complex helps so many things. And when you're stressed, it's harder to get your B vitamins. And also, if you're really super busy and you're eating more processed foods because you're running around trying to get things done, it's good to take a high quality, actually, what I say is take a high quality multivitamin because you need all the minerals and all the vitamins. And I can give you a link for that as well. So if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I am Dr. Shiroko at hearttoheartmedicalcenter.com. You can go to my website and you can click on a link and just send me an email, and I'd be happy to answer any questions. Or you can post a question here in the comments. I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for listening. Bye.